We are quickly approaching the NBA offseason, and a lot of people are asking, will Giannis force his way out of Milwaukee? I think the real question is, should he force his way out of Milwaukee? Let's get to that answer together. For starters, Giannis did what a lot of NBA players in their first stints, the great ones, failed to do. Look at LeBron in Cleveland. He did not win a championship in his first stint. Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City, multiple scoring titles, MVPs, no championships. Kevin Garnett. I mean, the list can go on for great players in their first stint with their first team were not able to get over the hump and win a championship. Giannis did that. It's one of the more meaningful rings of the 21st century. Now, when looking at his future going forward with the team, the question is, does he owe them something? In my opinion, I don't think so. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that he won them a championship. Milwaukee is not a finals contender perennial team throughout the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. They won a championship with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the 70s. So it had been 50 years since they had a ring. And Giannis brought that to the city. The city adores him. The state of Wisconsin is a Giannis lover to say the least. But it's now time for Giannis to do what he thinks is best. And that, in my opinion, is moving. So the question of, is Giannis going to move? That's not the real one. The real question is, should Giannis move? And the answer is absolutely. There are two things in common with the situations that Giannis has, like Kevin Durant in Oklahoma City, LeBron in Cleveland, KG in Minneapolis. It's one, they're yet to retain or bring in top-tier talent outside of a trade. And two, the rosters that are currently present have reached their absolute apex. Now, we saw the Bucks win a championship 4 years ago, and that roster is pretty much devoid of what it was. Drew Holiday is a championship glue guy. We look at other guys on that team like Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez. It seems like they're on at least the back half of their careers, especially for Brook Lopez. Speaking of him, he probably is going to leave in free agency to go somewhere else. So then looking at Giannis's co-star, Damian Lillard, he's 34 years old. It looks like he's torn his Achilles. He's got to be out for at least the next season. And when he comes back at the age of 35, will he be nearly as good as he once was? The answer to that question is probably not. Although I'm rooting for Dame, I hope for a speedy recovery, and I hope that he returns to his all-star player or caliber. It's just not reality. I mean, look at Klay Thompson, unfortunately. Comes back from the Achilles tear. He plays well, not nearly as good as he used to play, but now he is in Dallas. He's about that age, and he's obviously slumped in his career. Now, of course, he's with a worse team in Dallas that focuses, or opposing defenses can focus more on preventing him from taking good shots. But regardless, Klay Thompson no longer has that bag that he did as a 26-year-old competing for championships. And the same can be said about Damian Lillard. And so that's what Giannis has to look at. When you also compare that to the assets that the Bucks have going forward, young players and draft capital, it's pretty much devoid. There's not a lot there. There's not really a ton of young players that you would view as quote-unquote tradable assets. You have Kyle Kuzma, but I wouldn't define him as a young player or really a tradable asset that you could get multiple first-round picks for. So once again, looking at the Bucks picks, some of them are pick swaps with a team like Portland. So even if the Bucks did poorly, they wouldn't retain the draft picks that they got from doing so poorly. They would have to swap them with another team. And so all of those factors, in my opinion, are things that Giannis should lean on to force his way out of Milwaukee. The state of Milwaukee, or the state of Wisconsin, loves Giannis. I don't think they view him as owing them anything. I do think that Giannis has a great sense of pride and loyalty to Milwaukee for what they've done for him throughout his career. I mean, he's done everything. He's basically grown up as a man in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But it's time to move on, in my opinion. I think Giannis feels the same. I don't know if he's actually going to do it or not. Loyalty is such a big thing with some of these European players. Take a look at Luka and how devastated he was to be traded from Dallas. It's just the vibe. Loyalty is such a big thing in European countries, especially with nationalism and nationality. I think Giannis feels a great sense of pride with his loyalty to Milwaukee. Will he end up leaving? I think so. Should he end up leaving? I also think so. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.